video, but this time we're at home, and instead of going through my comics, we're gonna be going through my father's comics. Okay, so this is gonna be part one of a series of going through my dad's comics, because this seems like a lot right now, but this is not all of them. There's more. So this is gonna be part one. His comic books are kind of a mix of Superman, Justice League, a few Marvels here and there, some indies, and probably some random comic books that he just happened to pick up. Okay, let me set the tone. Let me go through what he told me, okay? Cuz mind you, I want to say that this is his idea that I should go through his comic books, because I don't really go through his comic books like that. I went through all of them once, and that was probably like 2-3 years ago. But to make a video on them was something that he wanted me to do, especially because I've been going to different comic book stores, and I didn't know, but I found out when I went to my first free comic book day that I went to one of the comic book stores that he would go to back in the 90s. So he started collecting comic books when he was a kid. Well, he got some when he was a child, wasn't super into it, stopped, and then around 22 and 23 years old, he just got into comic books. And his story is that he was working at Circle K and he was bored, saw a comic book, decided to pick it up, read it, came back a few days later, bought the comic book, and then started collecting comic books from that point on. And I was like, okay, like, why did you stop? Because I don't remember what age it was that I was, and I found out that he had collected comic books, and that was kind of the first introduction for me of comic books. Because, you know, I grew up watching action movies and superhero films, but I didn't know too much about comics, and I wanted to know why he stopped, because he wasn't collecting when I was a kid. So his thing was that he stopped collecting because collecting took up a lot of his time, and like towards the end of his like 20s, he got married, and then that took time away from his newfound family, so that's why he kind of stopped. But then within the last few years, I bought my dad's comics like here and there for like Christmas, Father's Day, stuff like that. And he also wanted me to make this very known that all of these comics here and the ones that are set away to the side, he has read every single one of these comic books. And he also said that, because he has series, he has a lot of series based off of years. Like if there was a comic book that lasted 3 years, he has every single comic book leading up until when he stopped. So he also wanted me to say that yes, that he read every single one of them, and also he would pick up a comic book and be like, okay, let me see if I like it. He would read it. If he didn't like it, he wouldn't buy the whole series. But most of the time he would, so that's why there's so many. Where do I start? Let's start with the smaller boxes and then move our way up to the bigger ones. So this one's titled Wizard. He saved all the wizards. So they're basically just letting you know which comic books are coming out within the next few months throughout the year. And there is a lot in here. Okay, this box has Superman 96, Steel 94, Steel 95, Steel 96, Warner Brothers Superman, and Steel 97. And then when we were talking about doing this video, we went through all the boxes right here already. So I already kind of know what's in the boxes and certain things that he wanted me to talk about. He has the Steel comic books from 94, 95, 96, and 97. And then he had the Steel cover with, which comic book was it? Was it 97? With the adaptation of Shaq on it. So I think that's really cool. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find it. So this next box, it says it has DC, Marvel Access, Alpha, Centurion, Shattered Image, Med Spawn, Witchblade, Night Force, Union, DC Elseworlds, Mars Attacks Image, Superman, Wonder Woman, Kid Supreme, World's Finest 3, Ash 22 Bride, Star Trek, X-Men, Underworld Unreleased, Fourth World, Devil Rain, non-books, Christian, Shades of Grey, and Lady Supreme. But when we were going through the books, I think it's so cool that they had Mars Attacks comic books. I had no idea, but I remember watching Mars Attacks with my dad when I was a little girl, and to see that they had comic books, I think it's so cool. And then he has them, so I can just kind of go through them one day. Oh, but the Star Trek X-Men, this cover is so nice. So nice. Like, I would say that this is like, because what year is this? Doesn't even say on the front. But I would say this is like X-Men 1997, just based off of their outfits. Like, quite literally. They got Bishop, Phoenix, Storm, Beast, Gambit, Wolverine. And then the cover part, it has Scott at the top, and then the dude from Star Trek. I watched Star Trek maybe once when I was little, so I don't really know the characters like that, but yeah. But I think that's the only one that he has from that specific one. Okay, and then let me get into the Elseworlds. When we were going through the comic books, his very first comic book that he found in his job was an Elseworlds DC, and it was Superman, my dad's favorite character, if you don't already know. It was of Superman landing in Gotham City. Instead of being raised by the Kents, he was raised by Batman's parents, and he still had his regular powers that he has in everything else, but instead of him being Superman when he grows up, he ends up becoming Batman. So that kind of started his journey. He has a few of these DC Marvel comics, and this one is DC Marvel Access. It's part 1 of 4. Starring Superman and Spider-Man. It's like the Justice League and the Avengers. I think this is Magneto. It's like Magneto, Spider-Man, the Hulk, Jubilee, Wolverine, Deadpool. I mean, not Deadpool. Daredevil, Batman, Robin, the Flash is in the back over here, Superboy, and Superman. Nice. And let's get into the bigger boxes. Okay, this first big box has Superman 95, 94, 93, and 92. It says Year 1 of Superman, Superman and Aliens, Elseworlds, Doomsday, World's Finest, and it just says books. Let's see. Oh, because these are like the actual books. So this one is Man of Steel with all the comic books, but just in one entire book. Very nice cover, very subtle. And in this book, The Death of Superman, I've read this before. I think this is one of the first comic books that I read, because I think that's when I found out that he had comic books, and he told me that I should read some, and I think I read this one. So The Death of Superman, if you already watched Superman versus Batman, and then the Justice League, it's kind of those two movies combined into one. Ooh, Legends of the World's Finest. This cover art is amazing. This is so nicely detailed. It's like watercolors. Okay. The cover art of this is amazing. Superman, Cow. This is a Doomsday comic. Super nice. Last box for today. Okay, this box says it has the Kent, Superman Pulp Hero, Superman Madman, Superman 97, 22 Brides, Ghost, Genesis, Sliders, Manga She, Atomic Angels, Ascension, Body Bags, She Books, Tomo, She One, Painkiller Jane, Inferno, and Walona Earp. Okay? The cans, it seems like all of these are kind of like Western themed, of like Superman and his family, I guess. And then here's some Elseworlds. Well, there's one right here. Elseworlds Finest, Superman, and I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, but it's book 1 of 2. Superman, Man of Steel. This one's nice. Nice cover art. What the heck? Can't even show this on YouTube. I don't know what's going on in this cover art. Daredevil, what are you doing? Is he picking her up? I don't know. I can't even show that. But he has some of these Daredevil and Shy comics. Interesting. I've never heard of this character before, but they're definitely doing something. I don't know if he's like dating her or what. Okay guys, so this is going to be the end of the video. Let me know if you like this video and if you really do want a part 2, because I mean, I don't have to do a part 2. I don't have to. But if you want to see part 2, want to see all the comics and maybe throw some other facts in there, just let me know down in the comments below. Alright, bye!